Find product links below and hundreds more videos on my channel.
Okay guys, so really quick mini review of this cheap China slider. I don't really have time to set up a proper full-on review of this, so I just wanted to really quickly show you this before I sent it back. Now I'll go over the issues of this. Now basically the main issue is the bearings suck. I sent the carriage back, they sent me a different one, and I'm sure it was a different one because the one I sent them was adjustable, and somehow when they sent me it looks the same, but inside it's not adjustable anymore. So I can't adjust how close the bearings are to the rail, how tough they hold onto it. So this one's even worse than the one they sent me because basically the problem is the bearings. I don't know if it's all of them or some of them. It looks like it's just some of them are so inaccurate that they have a really bad sort of bump to them. So every time they do a full circle, it's a bump. And it definitely shows in the camera. I'll post. I posted a video, and it's at the moment it's private, but I'll make it public. And it was just for the seller that I bought this from, who is actually in the UK. This is a Chinese one, but I guess he's just a distributor for the company that sells this, that makes this. So that was from a music video that I shot, and I took this slider, and that was the first shoot that I was going to use this on, and it was unusable. I mean, I thought that it took me about an hour or two to sort it out and to play about with the bearings enough for me to be able to, when I tested it at home, it was sort of almost okay, and I thought, hey, this could be usable. And I took it on the shoot, and something went wrong with it. Maybe one of the bearings moved or something, and it immediately became unusable again, and so I had to just shoot the entire music video on shoulder rig, which worked out fine, but I still would have liked to have the option of shooting with I wanted to do I think one or two of the shots with a slider, so that's not good. It's basically it's not usable. If you get a faulty one, maybe if you get a good one, then it is usable. But it's the way, you know, this thing isn't usable. Now the reason why I'm using this, I got this with it, which is about 20 quid extra on top of this. It's a 200 pound slider. This is the 1 meter version, and from the UK it's 200 pounds. It's cheaper from China, but it's 220 with this bullhead that comes from the same seller. And by the way, this bullhead you can probably buy a bit cheaper, I think, if you buy it separately. Probably about 15 if you buy it from China. Now, the reason why I'm using this rather than a fluid head is because a fluid head, at least the one that I have, won't fit on here. Rather than buy and carry two fluid heads with me, which I don't really want to do, I decided I'd just use the one that I already have, which is it's a bowl mount, 75mm bowl, and so I've made this adapter for it so that it can just fit right on there. And then the reason why I want this rather than just a flat, a fluid head with a flat connection like this, is because if I had that, then I would lose the ability to tilt the tripod and then tilt this. So right now, with this sort of setup, I can tilt the tripod to that sort of angle. It's on a head that's made especially for sliders. I'll go over that in a sec. Basically, I can tilt this sideways to get an angle, and then I can tilt this. So basically, the entire thing would be like that, and the fluid head on here, and then I can still get, yeah, basically it's like a leveling head that sits on top of the slider, which is important if you need to tilt the slider at all. So this system is a little bit wobbly. I mean, as you can see, it was quite long, but it's during the shot, it doesn't seem to be a problem, because as long as you're holding onto the fluid head and you're holding onto this and moving it, then there's no wobble. The only wobble that was there was because this thing actually has a wobble. I mean, when you move it back and forth, it goes click, 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 click on every full turn of the bearings. And that basically, as soon as there's weight on there, the entire thing just goes like that. Now, this thing, by the way, is this is a Pro Aim. You can buy this on eBay. I think if you just search for slider tripod or something. Normally this comes with a tripod, which isn't this. This is the FC270A from Fancier. But this thing normally comes with a tripod, and they had no idea what 75mm was, and they basically just tried to copy the bowl design of the 717 Fancier, and the 717 isn't 75mm ball; it's 65mm ball. So what they've ended up with is something that they think and they're selling as a 75mm ball, which is actually a 65mm ball. It's smaller. So the only reason why it fits on here is because it sits inside the 75mm ball of this tripod, but it can't turn. It's sitting completely flush with the top of the tripod, so it can't really bend. It's got like maybe like that much bend in it, but apart from that, it's just all it can do is tilt here. So it can tilt there, but it doesn't have the ball ability to actually balance, to flatten it out, to straighten it out. So yeah, I mean, there's a new version of this. I sent ProAim a question and I said, hey, is this new version actually 75mm ball? They didn't reply. I sent them another email and they said, oh, sorry, we didn't reply. But they didn't give me an answer. So I'm not sure if they ever will reply. Maybe I'll send them another email and find out whether, you know, this, the new version actually does have a 75mm ball. I'll see. Apart from that, the feet of this tripod, of this slider, are not that great. They can only lock in certain positions, which is really annoying. And they have this sort of, they only have this as a micro adjustment. And that's, it's not enough. I mean, it's not really enough movement if you need to balance this on smooth ground. This system is also really annoying. It keeps locking up and stuff. This system where it will only lock in certain positions, so like there, somewhere. It's really difficult to sort of find the position where it's going to lock properly. And anyways, not a very good system. And of course, unlike the Canova sliders, this thing can only be removed using Allen keys, and once you remove it, then the carriage is just going to fly straight off there. So, and so basically they've had to make a bag big enough to fit the entire thing. So the bag is, you know, much bigger than the bag you get with a Canova. And also not padded. I don't know if the Canova one is padded. I believe it is. The bag that comes with this is not padded. It's just a very simple plastic, like sort of, whatever the material is, plasticky sort of bag. And it's already ripped. When I took it on the test shoot, where I did the first test of this, that didn't work with the older carriage that I sent back. On that shoot, I mean, literally just put it in the bag, put it in the car. By the time we got there, it was ripped. So not very well made, not made to last at all. So yeah, I'm going to be sending this back. Any questions, ask me below. I think I've covered everything. Yeah, not recommended. I'm going to go for the K2 Canova, which is the smaller one they have, but which should work really well. There's good reviews on it, so I'm going to go with that. I'm going to have to pay a little bit of import tax, but it should come out to about the same price. The K2 100 centimeters is £160 compared to £200 for this one within the UK. So they're about the same price, give or take. Yeah, hope this was useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!